Have you ever noticed how the worlds of billion-dollar business tycoons and notorious crime lords look oddly similar when it comes to luxury? From drug kingpins to fraud masterminds, these criminal figures park millions in their garages, including armored vehicles for protection or supercars like Bugatti, Porsche, and Ferrari. One of these was even turned into a police car, and another as a casket. So buckle up, because today we're taking a ride through the garages of the world's most infamous criminals. Number 1. Pablo Escobar. Pablo Escobar, once the 7th wealthiest man in the world, lived like a king. His garage was full of automotive gems, classics, racers, and even a few legends. Take his 1972 Mercedes S600 Pullman, which was destroyed in 1988 when the Cali cartel bombed his Medellin house, taking along other prized rides, including his 1964 Porsche 356, which was rumored to be his most beloved one. He also owned a Toyota Land Cruiser, a 1928 Cadillac VAF 8-town sedan, a 1946 DeSoto, a 1978 Simca 1000, and a Porsche 935V. But Escobar wasn't just about owning cars, he also raced his 1974 Porsche 911 RSR. He bet Colombian racing star Ricardo Londoño he could finish a hill climb within 15 seconds of him, and missed by just 8 seconds. What's surprising is that the RSR survived Escobar's empire and was back in the US rocking its original colors. Number 2. El Chapo. We also have a spiritual successor of Pablo Escobar here. Although currently imprisoned in the United States, Joaquin El Chapo, the Mexican drug lord, was once listed on Forbes as a self-made billionaire and had a car collection as bold as his criminal empire. Among his vehicles were a Dodge Charger designed to mimic an American law enforcement vehicle, a Rentec modified Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren, a Nissan GTR, a Dodge Viper, 2 armored Ram trucks, and 4 armored Jeep Cherokees. Notably, the Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren was enhanced by Florida-based tuning company Rentec, because the standard model simply didn't offer enough speed. Number 3. Theodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo. Not only is Theodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo, also known as El Jefe, which means the boss, still alive, but he is also the president of Equatorial Guinea and has been since overthrowing his own uncle in a bloody coup. But here's where it gets even wilder. After seizing power, Mbasogo made a bold announcement. He declared he was taking over the national treasury to fight corruption, only to transfer approximately $500 million into over 60 bank accounts under his and his family's control. Mbasogo is currently under investigation by several countries, including the US. In 2016, Swiss prosecutors seized 11 of his ultra-luxury cars. We're talking Bugattis, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Bentleys, and Rolls-Royces, which are undoubtedly some of the rarest and fastest cars in the world. These vehicles were later auctioned off for $27 million, and that's just the cars. One of his Parisian properties, also taken over, was worth over $120 million. Several countries continue to investigate him for corruption and illicit activities. This is only the starter. Let's keep the conversation going and see who is next. Number 4. Alexander Surin. What if I told you Alexander Surin owned a collection that could rival the garages of the world's richest billionaires? And when caught, authorities seized a collection of supercars worth over £1 million. Known as Don Corleone, Alexander Surin's empire came crashing down in 2009 when authorities confiscated his lavish assets, including a number of supercars worth over £1 million, as part of a massive operation against money laundering, fraud, and drug trafficking. These weren't just any cars. We're talking about masterpieces like a Rolls-Royce Phantom, which was found with £800,000 in cash hidden in the boot, a Bugatti Veyron, a Ferrari 589 GTB, and a Ferrari Enzo, all bought with dirty money. The Ferrari Enzo, with just 400 ever made and a guide price of £800,000, was expected to become one of the most expensive seized cars ever sold. Number 5. Luis Hernando Gomez. Luis Hernando Gomez wasn't just any Colombian drug lord. He ran a billion-dollar cocaine empire linked to terrorism. But what's interesting is that his fall from power wasn't just a blow to his drug empire. It also caused his Ferrari to end up as a police car. In 2004, His reign came crashing down when Colombian authorities raided his properties. They seized over $100 million worth of assets, including 68 farms, 24 offices, 17 parking lots, and one jaw-dropping Ferrari 348 TS. This 1991 Ferrari, powered by a 300 GP V8, had barely been driven, with just 1,200 miles on the odometer. It was worth $250,000 at the time. But instead of auctioning it off, the Colombian police did something that no one could have imagined. They painted it in police colors, green and white, believing that selling it would lead to backlash or low bids that might raise accusations of corruption. Don't worry, it wasn't used to chase down criminals and has found its perfect place, from a drug lord's garage to a police museum. Number 6. Bernie Madoff. Bernie Madoff, the mastermind behind a $60 billion Ponzi scheme, stole so much money that even his luxury car collection became evidence. Among his collection were two Mercedes-Benz S550S, a 2006 Lexus, and a 2007 Land Rover Range Rover. But when his empire collapsed, federal agents came knocking. Every car was seized, including his fancy fleet of SUVs and sedans, and sold off to help recover some of the billions he scammed. Number 7. Al Capone. When you're the most notorious gangster of all time, driving around Chicago isn't just about getting from point A to B, it's about survival. Al Capone, ruler of the Windy City's underworld, knew this better than anyone. Gambling, bribery, even murder. Capone's empire made him a lot of enemies. So, what did he do? He armored up his rides. Capone's 1928 Cadillac Model 341 Town Sedan was no ordinary car. It looked like a sleek police cruiser but was built like a tank, with bulletproof glass, steel-covered doors, and windows that opened just enough for his gunmen to fire at the streets. It even had a police siren and lights, which was Al's way of blending in while staying ahead of trouble. Capone didn't stop there. In 1930, he added a Cadillac Series 452 Imperial sedan, featuring a monstrous V16 engine and upgrades like a smokescreen system and tire puncturing tack dispensers. The modifications cost him $30,000, a fortune back then, but prison caught up with Capone before he got much use out of it. He had owned some other cars as well that spanned the bloodiest criminal era in American history, including Packards and two McFarlane cars. Number 8. M Vang. Now let's talk about a guy who not only turned his garage into a car enthusiast's dream, but also a crime scene. M Vang lived in Tulsa and ran a massive marijuana operation, moving 1,500 pounds of hydroponic marijuana, until authorities shut him down. But what they found parked on his property is what caught everyone's attention. Vang had a collection that made JDM fans drool, and let me tell you, many of the cars he owned can't even be registered for road use in the United States. The most valuable of these is a rare blue 1999 Nissan Skyline R34 GTR with just over 46,000 miles, which is worth a fortune to collectors. Next up, a 2000 Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 6 Tommy Makinen edition. That's indeed one of the most desirable cars from his seized collection. Others include a 1995 Mitsubishi Lancer, Evo III, a 1996 Honda Integra Type R, a 1996 Mazda RX-7 Turbo, a 1998 Subaru Impreza WRX STI Type R, a 1991 Toyota Supra Turbo, a 2009 Nissan GTR, a 1991 Acura NSX, and even a 1972 Datsun 240Z outfitted with a V8 engine and designed for drag racing. Number 9. Jordan Belfort. What do you get when you mix luxury, chaos, and fraud? The story of Jordan Belfort. Certainly, you might have seen the movie The Wolf of Wall Street. Leonardo DiCaprio played the character of Jordan Belfort. While his financial schemes and the movie made headlines, his car collection told a different side of his luxurious lifestyle. His 1991 Ferrari Testarossa in a crisp white finish reflects how he lived large. Belfort also owned a Mercedes-Benz S-Class W140, a 1987 Alfa Romeo Spider Quadrifoglio, and finally, the 1992 Ferrari 512 TR. Number 10. Richard Carter. Some people love their cars, but Richard Carter took his obsession literally to the grave. Let me tell you about Maserati Rick, Detroit's famous drug lord. Richard Carter, known as Maserati Rick, wasn't just any criminal. He was a kingpin who turned heads in Detroit's nightclub scene. The nickname Maserati Rick was given after he rolled up to a club in a brand new Maserati convertible, reportedly becoming the first African American in Detroit to own one. That ride was a symbol of power, style, and status. But Rick's true love wasn't Maserati. It was Mercedes-Benz. In fact, his connection with the brand ran so deep that when he tragically died at 29, his family honored him with a send-off like no other. You won't believe, but his casket was a $16,000 silver coffin custom-built to resemble a Mercedes-Benz, complete with spinning wheels and the iconic grille. Imagine being buried in a luxury car-shaped coffin. A love so strong, it crossed into the afterlife. While these crime lords lived in luxury and power, their stories remind us that blood money never leads to a good ending. Which crime lord's car collection did you find the most interesting? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss more exciting and unique videos like this one.